It's breakfast and eggs, guaranteed to spice up your day.
Some of the best food I had in India was street food. And every little food stall was cooking up something spicy, something delicious. A little teaspoon of oil. I'm gonna toast off a teaspoon of cumin, mustard seeds, a touch of salt and pepper. Lightly fry them off. It's really important to cook off the spices. It intensifies the flavour, but really draws out that nice, spicy, deep, rich flavour. So, onion, 3 fingers, 1 in front, 2 behind, nice and fine. Onions in. Now, we're going to caramelise those onions. Mustard seeds have started to infuse. Cumin has that nice kick. Now, we'll put a little touch of butter in there. Get it nice and sort of rich. Gas up nice and high and really caramelise those onions now.
Once the onions have turned a rich golden colour,
that's what I'm looking for. That is beautiful.
Add baby spinach.
Keep that pan nice and hot. If you don't cook it out, the actual breakfast ends up watery.
When the spinach is cooked, set aside, and it's on to the spicy eggs.
Now the breakfast really starts to come alight. 4 nice eggs. Now give those eggs a little whisk, a little touch of butter into the pan, a little teaspoon of oil so the butter doesn't burn.
When the butter and oil are hot, add a teaspoon of garam masala and turmeric.
Cook that out. Now, take your eggs into the pan. Almost gonna make like a really nice, spicy scrambled egg. Turn the gas down. Now, as the scrambled egg comes together, just finish that with a little bit of butter. I quite like the sort of creaminess. Makes it so much more delicious. And then from there, I get my spinach. Chop up. And then fold in the spinach to your scrambled egg. Something quite exciting about eating spice for breakfast, but it's served in these wonderful little thin naan breads.
This will work with any flatbread or wrap you fancy.
And then lightly toast your naan.
Take the eggs off the heat. Whilst you get on with the last job, add quick mint and spice yogurt dressing.
A couple of tablespoons of fresh yogurt in. There's always something to take out the heat.
Then add chopped mint, salt and turmeric.
Mix that in. Now, take a scrambled egg and half fill the naan. God, it smells incredible. Get your yogurt. Cool that down on top. Then lift that over. And for me, that's what really stands out with street food in India. How delicious they can make street food with a little bit of spice. Amazing.
Once you try this spicy wrap, I promise you, scrambled eggs will never taste the same. A punchy breakfast of merguez and fontina stuffed croissants.
The flavour there is incredible.
For lunch, a spicy Mexican soup.
Be adventurous, but beware.
Served with quick tortilla chips and a pico de gallo dip.
Maggie.
For dinner, I'll be setting the world to rights with my eldest, Megan.
You're so annoying.
I'm so annoyed.
When we make one of her favourite dishes, crispy roast duck with pancakes and black bean dipping sauce.
Seeing as it's your favourite, now you can make it.
Followed by a spiced banana tarte tatin.
Wow.
Boom.
These are my ultimate recipes for a day bursting with a big and bold breakfast, lunch and dinner. Starting with a breakfast that can't fail to wake you up. Merguez and fontina stuffed croissants.
OK, big and bold. When I was living in France, I stayed there for 3 years. Once, twice a week, I treated myself to the most amazing, bold breakfast. And it started off with these beauties here. Merguez. Cheap, but incredibly tasty. Start off with a nice hot pan. Merguez in. It's a very spicy sausage. Doesn't need any help, doesn't need any chili, just a touch of salt and pepper. You can smell the spice. They're starting to release all that wonderful oil, that flavour in there.
Add a couple of cloves or finely sliced garlic.
Spread the garlic across the pan. It instantly changes colour. Takes on this nice, dark, rich, golden colour. Now, take a little bit of the heat out with the parsley.
The stalks of soft herbs like parsley and coriander can be used to impart flavour during cooking, but the leaves should always be added just before serving to give maximum colour and fragrance.
And then finish that off with my capers. Amazing. Beautiful. Now, take your croissant. They're literally 24 hours old, so they're crispy on the outside. And just slice off the lid.
This recipe is a great way to use up any leftover croissants from the day before.
I used to cringe when I saw the French cooks throw away croissants. I used to cry thinking, oh my God. Have you any idea what you're throwing away in terms of flavour? Whatever you do, do not wipe out that pan. Dunk your croissants, mopping up all that amazing flavour and caramelising the inside for that. Beautiful. And don't forget the lids. And then get your thumbs and go inside the croissant. All I want to do now is just create a little pocket and just manipulate the croissant. Now, this is where it gets exciting. Mix up the capers, the garlic, and the sausages. Look at the colour of that wonderful, delicious flavoured oil. Now, some cheese, but not just any cheese. Fontina cheese is like the #1 cheese for grilling. And because it's a very rich cheese, you shave it thinner than you would a white truffle, but it gives a really nice saltiness and a light smoky flavour. A touch of pepper, a bit of salt. Place these big boys on the tray, literally 30 seconds, on the grill. Here we go. Nice. Crisp, packed full of flavour. Now top them. And that, for me, it's almost like being back in Paris. Except this time, I don't have to share them with the French.
My ultimate big and bold breakfast. Merguez and Fontina stuffed croissants, the perfect picnic breakfast. My ultimate Scotch eggs with a twist.
I go fishing a lot, and Scotch eggs are the perfect all-in-one mini picnic breakfast. First thing, get your eggs cooked. Bring the water up to boil, onto the spoon, and lower them into the water. That way they don't hit the water and crack for 4.5 minutes. That will keep the centre nice and slightly runny. Now, ground sausage meat. I'm gonna make mine a little bit spicier. I'm gonna crumble in black pudding. That helps to season the Scotch eggs inside. A little touch of salt and pepper. And then just to make it a little bit sweeter and a lot easier for the kids to eat, some grated apple. Combine that, blend in the apple and the black pudding. Eggs, once they're cooked, drain them and then run them under cold water.
Cracking and cooling the eggs quickly will prevent the yolks turning grey.
Tap them on the side of the pan, put them back into the water, and what happens, the water seeps underneath the shell. You see the shell come off so much easier. Eggs still slightly soft in the centre. I want that little bit of richness with the yolk.
Next, you need to get yourself organised with a mini assembly line.
Seasoned flour, a little egg wash, and breadcrumbs. Take your mince, golf ball size. Spread the pâté, manipulate with your thumb, and then sit your egg in there and spread the sausage over the egg. And you just seal that over. It's really important to keep that nice, even coating of sausage meat around the egg. You don't want it too thick, otherwise it gets too dense and it's unappetizing. Give them a light dusting in the seasoned flour. If you don't put the flour on, the egg wash won't stick. And if you don't put the egg wash on, the breadcrumbs won't stick. Into the egg, roll it round, shake off any excess egg wash, and roll it into your breadcrumbs.
You can use this same 3-stage method to breadcrumb anything you like, from chicken goujons and fish fillets to Wiener Schnitzel.
These are panko breadcrumbs, Japanese white breadcrumb, so no crust.
You can experiment by adding flavours to your breadcrumbs like parmesan, herbs or citrus zest.
I always like to push the actual breadcrumbs into the sausage meat so it gets that really nice golden brown and stops any of the outside burning.
Once breadcrumbed, lower the eggs carefully into a 4-centimetre deep bath of hot vegetable oil for 10 to 12 minutes.
The eggs are actually cooked, soft and running in the centre, so the objective is just to cook the sausage meat and the black pudding. They look great, don't they? Got hand grenades. There's something so magical about a Scotch egg on a picnic because it's like this little mini breakfast. Beautiful. Drain them onto the paper, roll them round just to get off any excess oil, and then to transport them, some greaseproof paper. That, for me, is the perfect start to the fishing trip. There's no wonder I never catch any fish, because I'm always too busy eating my Scotch eggs.
My ultimate black pudding lace Scotch eggs, an irresistibly delicious picnic breakfast.